time has finally come.
Time to get your life together.
To redo Meredith's room. I finally caved and I bought a bedroom set for her after months of trying to find one secondhand. I did spend a pretty penny, but hopefully it is a bedroom set. Wait, did I get the bedside table? No, I found a bedside table on Facebook Marketplace. It's been so long and I've accumulated so much. I've kind of forgotten everything that I got. So my garage is piling up with some things that I got secondhand. And I was hoping to also get a bed frame secondhand. It just didn't happen and it's fine. But hopefully she will have that for the rest of her life, at least while she's living here, because it's great quality, it's beautiful. I got a nightstand that is beautiful just as much. It's vintage, I think, whatever that means these days. I guess like same thing I had growing up. That's in the garage. It is stunning. I'll show you. I also got secondhand a Pottery Barn table and chairs. Man, I'm so pumped about that. It's been a long time coming, but what else do I have out there? Oh, I have something from the thrift store, like a bulletin board. I got some artwork from Hobby Lobby. I got a lot of decor pieces. I've got lights. We'll see if I can hang those up. We all know what happened in Wentworth's room. I feel like her room has gotten a little bit neglected. Not just that, but like she has... A lot of times I close the door, like I don't even want to come in here. She loves it, she loves playing. There are toys everywhere. It looks like they all exploded in here. She got a Barbie house for Christmas this past year, so which is a lot bigger than her old one, but also it doesn't go flush against the wall, so it drives me crazy when I'm cleaning in here. I'm like, forget it. And then she has bins and baskets full of a bunch of little toys, things everywhere. So I've had many discussions with her, like, okay, a lot of these toys are hand-me-downs from friends, from family, and we're so grateful, but also, I can't live like this anymore. So we are going to graciously donate and move on what we can. Pass it forward, if you will. What's that movie? Something forward. Pay it forward. We're gonna pay it forward for the toys that are in good shape and that can be used and loved by someone else, and then get rid of other things like this that have been well loved and a little bit destroyed, okay? Used and abused, if you will. That went through several kids and we've had it for several years, so that, you know, I'm pretty sure I got that for like $2 from the thrift store. So $2 well spent is all I'm going to say. So yeah, her room has been very neglected. I'm looking around and clearly we have not cleaned in here, and when Meredith does clean, she kind of just like shoves everything up against the walls. But also, there's not a lot of place for her to put her certain toys. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Day one will be decluttering, and then I will eventually decorate in here, but the decluttering needs to happen soon. It will all be in one video. Hopefully I'll be able to just shove it all into one video. But I went on, when we initially started talking, like, oh, I'm literally stepping on, like, these are worse than Legos. I don't even know. When we started talking about doing her room makeover after I did Wentworth's a couple of months ago, which was also a long time coming, Meredith was like, oh, okay, well, what about me? Which is my kids. It's a running joke in our family that like, if one kid gets something, someone will be like, what about me? Anyway, it's a joke. But Meredith was like, what about me? And saying how she was waiting for her room refresh. And I was like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. When she moved in here after Eleanor moved, after the addition was done a couple of years ago, if you can believe that, I just kind of like put her old stuff in here. The bed was the same as Eleanor's. I got some artwork from the thrift store that I thought, I don't know what I thought actually. I was like, oh yeah, a little cottage core room we got going. Let me show you my cottage core decor. This cute, this amazing. Don't know what that is. Raggedy Ann and Andy. She doesn't even know who Raggedy Ann and Andy are. It makes me laugh because I thought I was going toward one theme and it just turns out it is not cohesive. It doesn't look good. She doesn't understand it. It just looks hodgepodge in here. Nothing makes sense. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be clean and concise about this. So, of course, I went on ChatGPT, literally took a picture of her room. She was standing in the room when I took said picture, and I said, you know, show me a good interior design for what this room would look like for a 5-year-old that would be fun functional, cozy, yada yada. Like I gave all the prompts, right? And ChatGPT returned a picture to me, and literally I was like, that's amazing. I showed Meredith and she was like, I want that. So I was like, okay, hit the ground running. Got it. I don't even know if ever all the furniture is gonna fit in here. Okay. I was like living on a prayer over here. I measured a couple of things. We'll see what fits and we'll get rid of what doesn't. It will be fine. But for now, I'm like, now I'm looking at a room. I'm like, she has one of the smallest rooms in the house. She probably has the worst view, but she has her own room, which is something that I could never say growing up. And her closet is large and in charge, plenty of storage space. So she's got a lot of good things happening in here. We just have to maximize the space. And I'm really excited to do that. But of course, step one will be decluttering it. Did you see the intro? Did you see how bad it was? So I have my work cut out for me here. I almost am having trouble breathing in here. Like that's how I feel walking in. I'm like, if I feel that way walking in, I wonder how she feels. But then I also am reminded of a picture that I saw several years ago of like what a parent sees when they walk into to their kid's messy room, and it's just like a bunch of toys and junk everywhere. What they see when they walk into their room, and it's like a rainbow of a playground and butterflies and joy everywhere. And I'm like, am I gonna be taking that away from her? Like what's going to happen? So I'm gonna do my best to try to make it functional, beautiful, all the things. But step one is to get rid of a lot. So here's an overview of what we're working with. This fan was in here because her ceiling fan was literally the worst, but Alex and our neighbor just replaced it. So I need to get this out of here because it's unnecessary. There are toys everywhere, which is to be expected. Also clothes everywhere. I will get rid of this. I will get rid of this piece of garbage that is literally falling apart, and we've kept it way longer than its actual life. I mean, this thing is gonna get a good sense of relief when it finds its way to the dumpster, okay? And then over here, big toys that I'm just going to get rid of. Sayonara, okay? This, I'm pretty sure, is a Pottery Barn, like, school set. I mean, we can wipe off the marker and donate it, and it's gonna be fantastic, and someone else will love it. For us, we have nowhere to put it, so it just lives on the ground, and I am not a fan of that. Also, other big toy items, we were gifted with these bigger items like the airplane and the camper, which she loves, but they're huge and she plays with other toys just as well. Her shoes should be stored down there, but I actually think I'm getting rid of this whole piece, which is also Pottery Barn that we've had with all of our kids. Oh, it's just a sticker. I thought it was like broken. So honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I might have a hard time getting rid of this piece. It might live in our garage / attic until we have grandchildren or something. I don't even know. I might put it in my room, my bedroom, my closet. I don't know. So I'm gonna have a hard time getting rid of this. It has been through all of my kids, and yeah, I'm just not ready yet, okay? Leave me alone about it. But for now, it's going to get rid of her room. It would have been perfect. I was going to put it over here, but it's too wide. So I did get another furniture storage piece to put her toys. So hopefully she will have a proper place to store toys, which this wasn't really working all that well for that. So I'm gonna do my best. I might also get rid of this, which I don't know, kind of pains me. Hopefully I might be able to find a place in her closet for this one. I'm not sure. You guys, I went into this like obviously baskets of toys. Oh, and then if you haven't, all of these toys. Some of them are clothes and school clothes and jackets and sweaters, but the rest of them like toys. Do we need all these toys? That piano, when's the last time they touched it? I couldn't tell you. So sayonara. Games, obviously we'll keep some of those. Her tea set, her suitcase. Some of these things we'll keep, but hopefully, now that I'm looking. I went into this thinking, no mercy, get rid of all of it. I'm gonna get rid of 90% of her toys. But now that I'm looking around, I'm like, she loves every single one of these things. So fingers crossed, I'm gonna get a couple of garbage bags. So the black ones, so that what I put in, because oftentimes I will declutter her toys, it'll be something she's never seen in 2 years, okay? If I go through her closet and then she sees it, she's like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I play with that thing every day. I'm like, you haven't touched it in 2 years, okay? It's been under your bed, rotting away. And really some of those things I can understand if like, you misplaced it and finally you found it. No, this is a different situation, okay? So I'm gonna do what's best for her, and if you think that's bad parenting, getting rid of like things that she She'll play with everything. And I know there has been plenty of research. Kids play more when there are less toys. If you want to call something bad parenting, this is bad parenting, okay? So, hair's up. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna grab my trash bags, put on a podcast, and no mercy is the rule, okay? That's what Alex and I always say when we're ready to declutter. No mercy, get rid of it, baby. Got a couple garbage bags. These garbage bags are 50-gallon. Best purchase I've ever made. When we have parties, we put them out. Like one of these fits all the garbage. My hope by the end of this is that I have at least 4 garbage bags filled up, at least 200 gallons out of here. Best day of my life. All right, let's go. Also, the comforter, bedspread, I got new ones, but today I'm just going to focus on the toys and clutter. I think this is gonna be harder than I thought it was gonna be. So I'm looking around. Even her shoes, like she's grown out of so much. I feel like she just had a growth spurt. Even the shoes that I bought her at the beginning of the school year in August don't fit her anymore. And I'm like, all right, here we go, we're wrapping up. So I guess I was kind of procrastinating starting. So I talked for about, I don't know, 100 hours. Anyway, I finally carved out time to focus on this decluttering project. My daughter's room was like literally a jungle of toys, hand-me-downs, birthday gifts, Christmas presents, all piling up. And honestly, we can't live like this anymore. All right, so it's time to tackle it. I grew up surrounded by Barbies and loved every second, and she loves her toys just as much. But at some point, like, you know, there's a tipping point. It's just too much. It starts to feel overwhelming. It's not joyful, especially when I'm like, clean your room. And then I walk in, I'm like, did you even move one thing? You know? So decluttering for me right now, it's the season of life that I'm in, and I'm being cutthroat, like no mercy. And I know this isn't forever. It's a process, but the clarity and space I'll create is so worth it. And I've talked about this before, like I'm trying to embrace the chaos and the toys because, you know, I have older kids and I can see the difference. Like they don't have toys everywhere. They don't have like, you know what I mean? Like they're not into crayons. They don't leave their crap everywhere. So I know it is for a short period of time. I mean, they've got other stuff going on, don't get me wrong. But anyway, eventually, like this won't be forever. And I won't have to pick up teeny tiny little toys. But in the moment, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the very last thing I want to do. No, thank you. So there's actually a couple of studies that show children thrive in organized environments. And I would argue adults as well. And I'm just sitting over here wondering, is that true? Like trying to create that space for our family and for my kids. But I'm a type D mom, so I'm getting there. It's a process one day at a time. And they actually exhibit better focus, more creativity, and emotional regulation when toys and things, like their possessions, are organized, which, you know, totally makes sense, right? And kids with excessive clutter may experience increased stress, decreased play quality. So decluttering obviously supports better learning and imaginative play. And I'm just like, yeah, all of that makes sense. It's just like finding the time and energy to make it all work. Obviously, all of that stuff, I feel like is implemented with adults as well. It makes sense. We just got to stay on top of it. So this is more than just like cleaning a room. It's more about life. And when I declutter, I reclaim like the mental space. And ironically, the less clutter there is, the more time I actually have. You know what I mean? The less time I'm spending cleaning up, which obviously makes sense. But when you're in it, you're like, oh, like for me, I was like, oh, I don't want to get rid of all of her toys. She loves them so much. She plays with them. And, you know, I just got in my head about her toys and, oh, she loves them so much. But like, how much more will she love her toys and play with them if she has less of them? And it just like, she had enough time with these, time to move on. So anyway, I'll get to more of that, but we all know the drill. Like we watched Marie Kondo and didn't she come back after having kids and say like, it's exhausting keeping up on it and staying up with it. So anyway, just a little motivation for you there. Even Marie Kondo is struggling to stay up with it, okay? But we all saw those videos, you know, for the past several years of everyone decluttering Marie Kondo style. And it is effective. You got to stay on top of it. It's a process. And we see the minimalist moms. I see them all the time. Okay. I watch the videos and I receive the insight and I'm like, yes, 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 grow and fester in my brain and make me do it, right? So we all know what to do. But obviously life gets busy. And for me, now is the first real stretch of mental clarity I've had in a very long time to do it properly. So I'm taking advantage of that. Little baby steps, one step at a time. So if you've been waiting for like the right time to declutter your home or your child's room or just that one drawer in the kitchen, whatever, like you can take it slow, one thing at a time. This is it. Okay. Don't wait. Even if it's just one corner or one shelf, literally one toy at a time. Sometimes when I'm cleaning, it could be like anywhere. The other day you saw me kind of declutter our living room because we keep toys in there too, because that's just how it is. The toys inevitably come out to the living room while we're hanging out there. The kids are playing whatever. And so we always encourage them to be hanging out with us, and they'll bring a toy or two, whatever. So I decluttered that space and I got rid of so many toys. Like seriously, when we come home from birthday parties, we get goodie bags full of toys. Like they're not quality, you know what I mean? Most of the time. So it's just little things like that. It accumulates. And over time, you might be driving home and stop at a garage sale and you end up spending a bunch of money on stuff that you don't need. Or maybe you don't even spend money. If you go to garage sales, people are eager to get rid of stuff. So they see your kid like playing with something. Oh, did they want that? And you're like shaking your head no. But the kid is like, yes, absolutely. And they're like, oh, take it. Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So then it comes home with us and the whole 9 yards. So this is just an accumulation of all of that. It's a lot. But you know, this has been on my mind for a while, especially the past couple of months. I've been really wanting to do this. So I'm really glad that I had the time to do it. And, you know, cleaning up those toys, especially the bigger ones on the other side that you saw me get rid of and declutter. We did clean them, by the way. I don't know if I specified that, but we did tidy them up and donate them. I'm going to share a little bit more of that, like talking about Christmas and stuff and donating. But some toys are expensive, and that's what I wanted. I'm trying not to lose my train of thought too much. But I'll probably forget to talk about that in the future, but we'll see. I wanted to say that those toys were expensive, like they're American Girl doll toys. We've got like the airplane and the camper and the schoolhouse. Like I'm talking hundreds of dollars for each of those, right? So a little part of me hurts to let them go because of the price tag. And not even to say that I bought them all. Like sometimes we get them secondhand from the thrift store, from the, you know, Once Upon a Child sells toys and stuff. And we use Once Upon a Child like as an incentive. Like, oh, if you go 1 week doing XYZ, we can take a trip to Once Upon a Child. And then they end up coming home with like a big schoolhouse rock. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not what I expected. But what a great deal this was. Because brand new, this cost $200, but I got it for, you know, X amount of money. Anyway, so it hurts getting rid of those things because of the price tag. Even if you do get them brand new, even if you get them secondhand, the quality of them. And in my mind, I just think like, oh, this is nice, right? And you want your child to have nice things, whatever. So for us, knowing that like we're going to donate them, obviously I told you we tidied them up, we cleaned them, and knowing that another family will enjoy them at a better price point because we're going to declutter them and donate them. Not declutter, but I meant like we're going to donate them, and hopefully they'll find their way to the thrift store and another family will find them just in time for the holidays. Like I feel like this is the perfect time to declutter. A lot of people wait until springtime, or maybe they get that itch or feeling to do it in the springtime after the long, dreary winters. But for me, I live in Florida. We don't have long, dreary winters. We have very short winters, and I'm ready to declutter like fall time. And I don't know what it is, but every fall, I think it's because of the looming holidays coming up. I know we're going to get a huge influx of toys coming in. I know all of my kids have birthdays around the holidays. We just celebrated one, but the other 4 have birthdays. Oh gosh, what is it? November 14th, November 27th. Yes, turkey baby this year on a Thanksgiving day. So much fun. And then we have a December 10th and a December 27th baby. Yeah.
Poor family planning.
That's a very busy season that we have that comes around every single year. Huge influx of toys, huge influx of things, a lot going on, very, very busy. So I feel like this is like the calm before the storm, where I have a little bit of time to focus and do something like this, have a big project like this, like declutter an entire space, because this did take me a substantial amount of time. I mentioned at the beginning of the video, like, I'm going to declutter and redecorate her room all in one video. Like, what was I even thinking? Like, no. In my head, I just think, oh, it's going to be so easy and fast and whatever. I'm just going to get rid of it. But like going through it all, I didn't want to just mindlessly get rid of it. If it's something that she enjoys and she plays with, obviously I'm keeping it. I was trying to be very respectful in that manner, while also, you know, getting rid of a lot. Okay, that was on my mind. I probably got rid of 90% of the stuff in her bedroom. And we've lived this way for a week, and I gotta tell you, it has been fantastic. When every corner has toys in it, it stops feeling like play and it starts feeling like chaos, and that's exactly what her room was feeling like. So, yeah, again, like it's been a good week, okay? So, decluttering for me, doing this process, it wasn't about perfection. It wasn't about like I had a number in my mind, like getting rid of 90% of her toys. I just knew it needed to feel more like freedom. Like I needed to be able to walk in here and be able to breathe, right? So the joy that came after purging all of this excess was priceless. It was worth all of the time that I spent doing it. And it comes back like every day when I walk into her room, I walk into a calmer space. I can breathe. I feel lighter. And I know that she walks in here and she can actually see her toys. It's not as if she doesn't play toys. She had a friend over. She's actually had a lot of friends over this weekend. We had a very busy weekend, but she was like, hey, let's play with my tea party set. And we took it down and they played tea party set. And then they put it back together when they were done with it. And it was easy. Okay. It wasn't like, done with this, move on to the next toy, or, oh, look at that thing over there because I'm so distracted by everything in this room and the chaos, you know? So I do have a tip for you, and this is to get rid of things right away. Do it immediately. Literally, I called Alex as soon as I was done, and I was like, hey, let's load this stuff up before the kids see it, okay? Because before, I've decluttered plenty of other times where I've like, even if it's just a couple of bags of things after cleaning her room or in her space or whatever, not just her room, but just in general, I'll put things in a bag, put them in the garage, and slowly but surely, like, if the bags linger around, eventually the toys creep back in. The bags get ripped open. What's in here? They see it peeking out and they're like, oh my gosh, what is that thing? That's actually my favorite toy that I love to pieces, and I'm like, you never play with it, So anyway, that's my biggest tip. Get rid of it right away. Put it in your trunk. Put it in a black bag so no one knows what's in there. That's another thing. It's easy for me to kind of hide stuff around my house because there's always crap going on, especially in my garage, where like the kids don't always know, but like if they do know and they find it, it's all over. Okay, that's in. And then another tip I got a couple tips for like decluttering just in general. I didn't really I kind of did this. Okay, so separate toys into categories. You get a keep pile, which was on her bed for me in this instance. I put everything that I knew I wanted to keep on her bed, and then I had a donate bag, and then a garbage bag. Like, this is all the garbage, toss it. It's not worth donating. It's garbage. You know what garbage is. Okay. So, and be honest about it. What's actually played with and what's not. And I had a lot of realizations in this moment when I was decluttering specifically her closet, like bins in her closet that you'll see me bring down in a minute. Right now I'm going through her dress up, which she had an absolute excess of. And when I was decluttering her dress up right here, I even thought, am I keeping too many? But she loves playing dress up, and for now, I'm okay with it. Honestly, it's kind of easy to clean up dress up. If it's all over her room, shove it in a basket. Like I don't hang anything up. It's fine. And I think that's part of the reason why it does look messy when she plays dress up, because everything comes out. If she's looking for a dress, they all get sifted out of here. You know what I mean? But this is what works for us right now. So it's whatever. But I did have several moments where I thought, oh, maybe I kept too many dresses. But I don't know. For now, I kept a lot whenever she has friends over. That's like one of her go-tos to play is dress up. So, okay, the tips I was sharing. If your child hasn't played with it in over a year, it's probably safe to donate. Okay, that's another thing that I was telling myself, especially when I was going through the stuff in the closet. Maybe it was a toy that I thought she would enjoy, or that I would specifically enjoy if I was a child, but she is her different human being. Like, she has different thoughts, emotions, feelings. So she, maybe it's a toy that she didn't gravitate toward. So I had to really, sit with myself and be like, does she play with this? And if the answer was no, then I donated it, regardless of if I liked it, if it was cute, like whatever made me buy it. You know what I mean? So even a 5-year-old can help make decisions if you want to declutter with them. I've done that before. It's really good because obviously it teaches a lot of things. It teaches them responsibility, teaches them gratitude, teaches them to, respectfully donate and share with other people. It teaches them to organize their space. And honestly, I mean, it does the same thing as an adult, as a child. It makes them recognize like what their space is, what they need, what they don't need, separate needs from wants. And obviously every toy is like a want, you know what I mean? But I think you get what I'm saying. So lots of things happening there if you want to involve your child. Obviously I was doing a deep purge, so she is not included in this, but I did have several conversations with her about what I was doing. So it's not as if she came home in shock and surprise and horror. You know, she came home and was like, oh my gosh, okay. So endless conversations happened here. Another tip, I got a lot of tips to share, not just because I'm a pro expert at decluttering, because I certainly am not, and also not just because I'm a minimalist, because obviously look around my house, okay? It's clear to see I am a minimalist and I need to share my values and thoughts with you. I'm just kidding. I mean, that goes without saying, but I'm just a regular mom over here, just doing the best that I can, and sometimes life gets ahead of me, and sometimes I'm able to do a little bit of catch up and do things like this. So, okay, seasonal purges. This is like, for me, fall is like my decluttering season. And I feel like that's pretty constant. Maybe spring works better for you. If you like, okay, so many things are happening in my head. I know typically spring is the season where a lot of people get that itch to declutter. So maybe after a long winter where you've been hiding away inside, like, spring comes and you're like, oh my gosh, I can see life again happening. And maybe it's a little bit brighter and you're encouraged to do that. For me, I live in Florida. We don't really get that season. I don't really feel like, in the wintertime. So personally, fall is perfect. Like the weather is changing slightly. Like, instead of 100 degrees, it's like 99. Okay. And I think in my mind, I'm preparing for what's to come. I shared with you, like we have all the holidays and birthdays coming up, all of that in the calendar. So it's like the dooming, it's the impending doom for me that's coming up. So anyway, do it when you can. Seasonally is great, obviously, to go. It's easy to do with smaller kids too, especially when you're talking about their clothes because they grow out of them so often. But for me, like I think I shared recently in a previous video, what's coming up for me is like my closet and the kitchen. Eventually I'll get there. Maybe upstairs, we got a lot of stuff to do on my mind. But another tip is storage solutions. So like bins, shelves, baskets, to keep items organized in a way that's easy for them to put stuff away. And I think that's what she was really lacking in this room. You can see I'm going through bins right here, but she can't easily access them. They're up high in her closet. And it was just, these bins honestly were more of a way for me to like get stuff up and away from her. Whereas like, sometimes she has friends over and the friends are more curious. Like they'll go through the baskets, literally dump them out. And I'm like, this cannot happen anymore because then I spend hours like cleaning up after she has friends over. I'm like, this is kind of out of control, So that's why they're kind of up and out of the way. But in her room that I will be redoing, which is something to look forward to now since they're not in the same video. I can't even believe that I thought I'd be able to do that. But anyway, I do have like a little storage area that I will hopefully build. I know I ordered it. I don't know if it came in. I'm crossing my fingers, but it's really cute. And I'm like, okay, I could put a couple bins over here where she could store her toys, because one, it will be able to facilitate them because I didn't keep that many. And two, even if they do get messy, it's within her reach to be able to put them away, So, and that's the ultimate goal, right? To make them self-sufficient. My kids are very independent as it is. They do, especially the younger ones, they do need a little nudge to be like, hey, tidy that up, clean it, because they don't care, right? They're still in that period. But that's another tip, the storage solutions, so we've got a lot going on. The one rule, the 1 year rule, whereas like if they haven't played with it or touched it in a year, get rid of it. Same with clothes. Obviously kids' clothes are slightly different. They probably grew out of them if they're a year old anyway. And then involve your child if that's what you feel like you want to do. The seasonal purges, and then categorize them, and storage solutions. And I feel like just those 5 easy things and you're good to go. And then you'll basically have your life together. And then let me know how that feels, right? Because like I listen to all these things. I listen to the videos. I listen to the podcast. I'm trying to absorb it all. And, please lead me as I should be led. But it doesn't always happen. I'm getting there. So I have to give myself some self-compassion. And the irony here is that like my parenting didn't fail. Life just got busy. And this room may have been literally atrocious, but it's a reflection of a busy family, not my worth as a mom, or at least that's what I'm trying to tell myself. You can tell me otherwise. I get it. It's horrible parenting. I'm actually the worst. And I don't know how it got this bad and yada, yada, yada. But yeah, that's just the reality of it. And obviously her room doesn't look like this all the time. It did get out of hand. I didn't clean it for probably a week and a half because I knew that I was going to declutter it. The days got busy and this day I finally got to it. But, so all in a roundabout way, typically we stay on more on top of it than what it looked like in the beginning. Okay, so like get off my back, it's fine, life gets in the way. And so I now have more of a growth mindset where like Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, decluttering does not happen overnight. It's step by step, baby. Step by step. Ooh, baby. Depends on when I sing that song. It's either that version or, oh gosh, now I can't remember. Now that's in my head. The step by step with the roller coaster, with the step by step. Second time around. There it is. I think you know what I'm talking about. TGIF. Hello. You're probably millennial if you're hanging out with me. So anyway, slowly but surely, I'm creating a home that feels joyful, that feels a little less, when you walk into a room, a little less of that feeling. And, certain things I've been able to keep up on, and then other things like toys and stuff, I feel like that's a constant. So I'm doing the best I can. And, I just have to tell myself this season isn't just about her room. It's about reclaiming like mental clarity and finding joy in the home that I live in. And I've shared this before where, I have younger kids. I have older kids too. My ages of my kids are ages 3. He just turned 3 to 14 and she's about to turn 15, which is crazy. And they're all 3 years apart. Okay. Almost exactly. And a lot of people are like, oh, you have a kid and then 9 months later you should be back to yourself and like literally, I don't feel like myself again. I'm just now recently starting to feel like a human being. Okay, so it has been a long 15 years for me of like pregnancy, postpartum, and it takes a while. For me, it takes like legitimately 2 years for me to feel like I can like cook dinner without feeling overwhelmed. You know what I mean? That I can brush my teeth before going to bed without you know what I mean? And if you don't know what I mean, like just be grateful and thankful that you don't have that feeling, So people can judge me and like say certain things, but the reality is you haven't lived in the same reality I have. We have different circumstances, and that is so cool. And I would love for people like you to rub off on me. And I feel like slowly but surely you are. So thanks for hanging out with me and sharing your wisdom and sharing your tips. And if your home looks like mine, I'm just a normal, ordinary, regular mom over here. If you're digging stuff from under your kid's bed, like I am, cheers to you. Okay, that's all I got to say about it. You are in the trenches with me, bestie. I made a promise to myself. As you can see, I'm turning on Hocus Pocus right now. I was listening to a couple podcasts. I don't remember what I was listening to, but the Disneyville podcast, I think, is one of them. And I tried to save, things to listen to, dancing, or things to listen to, things to watch, something that I can look forward to doing while I'm doing a task that I don't really want to do, And sometimes that's listening to music. On this occasion, I was watching Hocus Pocus. It is the season. And I told myself, like, we had a few family movie nights. It's middle of October, basically. Not really, but almost. And which is kind of crazy to say. The days go by. Listen, the days are long, but the years are short. And at the end of every day, I'm just like, where the heck did the day go? I don't even know. Can you even believe we're in October? Anyway, we are in October. And I made a promise to myself the other day because, tying back, short story long, we had a few family movie nights. And I always request, hey, a Hocus Pocus, anyone want to? And everyone's been saying no. And I'm like, you guys are the worst, okay? So I was like, you know what? Oh, I don't have to wait for anyone to watch it. I have my own free will, and I could watch Hocus Pocus whenever I please. And that's exactly what I did. I threw it on, and literally made me feel so happy, so much joy. I watched the whole movie, and I think I started the second. Like, that's how long this process took me. I was in here probably 4 or 5 hours, okay? I'm showing you, like, it gets worse before it gets better. There's crap everywhere. I felt extremely overwhelmed, a lot of decision fatigue with, like, especially since it wasn't my thing. So I didn't want to be so cutthroat that, like, she had nothing left. But I was trying to be very mindful, and I explained to you before. So I was just trying to do the best that I could with what I had. And anyway, it just brought me a lot of joy. So I just wanted to share like, more motivation with you in this video, because obviously that's probably what you came for. It's been a week since I started, and now I'm already feeling so much lighter, especially in this room. I walk in here and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It feels like when we first moved into it, So even if your house feels chaotic, you can start somewhere. Start in one corner, one shelf, one drawer. Every little win builds that momentum to keep going, because, once you do take on one task or one project, you're like, oh my gosh, I did that. And that was amazing. And it feels amazing. And I can do something else now. And you know how it's going to make you feel, So that's what I love about decluttering. That's why in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, I did her room. What's next? So decluttering is also an act of love, not just for yourself, but like for your child, for your home. And yeah, sometimes I have to be ruthless, but that ruthlessness like makes us discover joy at the end of the day, okay? Because getting rid of all these bags, I was like, yeah. And think of it as like pruning a tree, because I'm such a gardener over here. Cut back the excess to let the good things grow stronger and flourish. And that's what we want ultimately at the end of the day. Did you see earlier when I was holding up that little box or tin of mints, and it said Sophia's Judgments on it? Like judgments, but also like a mint. You know what I mean? I love that so much. Meredith loves those. I got them from Valentine's Day from Alex, like, I don't know, last year, 2 years ago. Not this past Valentine's Day, but two Valentine's Days ago. But anyway, whenever she's playing with it out, because she packs a little backpack whenever we go somewhere and just throws some things in there that she's currently enjoying. So last time she was playing with it at a soccer game, and someone was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny that she has like a Golden Girls thing. And I was like, yeah, it's like, what's her favorite book? Like the board book that they put out. Someone sent it to us, and Meredith loves it so much. I almost thought about doing her room Golden Girls style, which then I thought I might be pushing that on her a little too much, okay? But there still are a couple of things that I need to order for her room. A rug, and I was going to initially keep this one until I was vacuuming it again, realizing, oh, it is kind of like time for a new one, So I am going to get rid of the rug. I have a couple on my mind, and I don't know why, but rugs are so hard for me to purchase. I think it's because of the cost. They're hundreds of dollars, and also the design. Like, I have so many thoughts and feelings about it. There are a lot of rugs. I saw one at IKEA. I screenshot it, saw if I could find it anywhere else, because I really don't want to like take another drive to IKEA, but I will. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me with a good time, But I saw the rug, screenshot it, and I think they sell it on Amazon. I found it somewhere or something similar to it, but it's pink and white. And I was like, oh, if she spills anything on this, like, you're going to be able to see it. I like something with a pattern, but I also want it to feel light. I don't know. So I'm so happy to get rid of that, by the way. And I went through her books again, which you saw me going through, and I was able to go even just like a second pass through, because I thought we have so many books upstairs and we rotate through them, obviously, but I thought, okay, I'll bring some of these upstairs. I'll get rid of some of them completely, because I know the ones that they never reach for. I might buy a pack from the thrift store where like a couple of them I know my kids will enjoy, but the others are just a pass. So anyway, I went through the books again, and it feels so good to have less, which is, a theme. I feel like you guys all know this, and I can't even believe the crap that what is this called? Broomed out. I swept out from her closet. What even is this? I will say under her dresser is like her favorite hiding spot. That's where she like shoves stuff. What even is this? Oh! Under her bed was so bad too. Man, I gotta tell you what, I have a lot of feelings. I was going to say I'm thoroughly elated that I did this, but I'm also thoroughly grossed out by how long it took me to do this. So a deep clean, a good declutter. Oh, I think I even bought her a new hamper. Man, her room redo is gonna be lit. And then this morning, Alex said, are you painting her walls too? And I was like, well, I hadn't planned on it, but since you mentioned it, I don't like the gray. I never really loved the millennial gray. I'm more of a cream. I'm more of a lighter, even though this is light. So I might go with a ballerina pink. Will you let me know your favorite ballerina pink or your favorite color? What color do you think I should do this? She went with a pink theme. Pink and whites is so far. So if you have something good, I should have asked this question in the beginning of the video. Maybe I'll put it there. I won't. I'll leave it here. So you let me know, okay? Because I don't know. I'm not an interior decorator. I'm not an interior designer. I am flying by the seat of my pants, doing the best I can with like no previous knowledge. It takes me months to do this. I wanted to look back and see when I took that picture, and maybe I'll put it a text over that picture when I did the initial ChatGPT. It's been months, I gotta say. It's at least been 2-3 that I've been planning this in my head, and that's a long time, okay? So out with the old, in with the new eventually. And then I do need to like really scrub her floors. I swept, I mopped, I even vacuumed, but some of these things, I don't even know what it is. It's gotta be paint. Oh, that's what it is, paint. And I need to come in here with straight soap and water. These are real wood floors, so I can't go too hard on them. I have to kind of like baby them. And I'm not a very good cleaner either. Like, I'm just not a good human being in general. Like, I don't know how to do anything. I'm just figuring it all out as I go. And that's probably the hardest part. Like, I have no real life skills, okay? So anyway, getting the paint off her floor, I've done it before. It just takes a lot of elbow grease and a lot of just soap and water, and that's all. And I have to do small sections at a time because it's real wood. You get me. But if you have any tips, you let me know, okay? Because I'm open to all of it. But it feels so good, and I feel like I'm coming back to life one declutter at a time. Like, you're watching it happen in real time, okay? You're watching me blossom and bloom, and it may take a while. Okay? But again, Rome wasn't built in a day. So I hope this motivates you to tackle something in your home that's been weighing you down. Like, this has really been weighing me down. And once the clutter is gone, the mental load feels so much lighter, and cleaning is easier. It's true. It's true what they say. The cleaning is easier and play becomes fun again. So it's a total win-win. Next up will maybe be my kitchen or the upstairs or my closet, like endless possibilities, okay? I got a lot going on in this house, and something is always needing to be cleaned. But I'm so glad that you stuck around with me to hang out with me while I tackled this massive, massive project. And look at this after. Isn't it absolutely supreme? Like, this looks like we just moved in, okay? And I gotta tell you, when we redo her room, both of those pieces are going bye-bye. So it'll be a complete room transformation, YouTube style, an extreme, absolutely, like, you know what it is, all the buzzwords, right? But also that TV drives me nuts. But she does watch it maybe a couple times a month, so we'll keep it in here. Anyway, I'm so glad. Like, look at this closet. It looks so much lighter and fresher. I couldn't tell you enough how good she feels in here, how good I feel in here, how good it felt to get rid of all of the trash bags and donate all of those things and pay it forward to people and friends. Again, I need recommendations on paint color, if you will. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. If you want to subscribe, put a little happy in your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.